What's going on, man? Well, everyone just heard about this little incident. What do we make out of this as believers? What are we supposed to do? Well, I'll tell you what God is showing me. This little tiny incident that just took place as a reflection of the surface of what is going on in our nation. Okay, so this is the word of the Lord. This is what God spoke to me. Isaiah 2:5. Isaiah 2:5. The child will be insolent toward the elder, and the base toward the honorable. Okay, you don't have to be a literal child to be a child today, especially in the 21st century in America. Now we have fully grown elder children acting like children. I mean, because this dude is in his 50s. And look at, he's acting like a little, here we go. Where's that word? Child. The child will be insolent toward the elder. Now these strangers, I call them, that came amongst us, unfortunately, in the beginning of our nation. They've been here, and it's been a slow decrease to the original 13 colonies or lost tribes, the second Israel that came to America. Okay, so what is the prophecy that God gave me? Well, if you look a little bit further down, Isaiah 2:9, he goes on, he says, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they do not hide it. So anyone who is pro-Baal, right, is a sodomite. So you know who they are. I'm not going to get nitpicky of who I'm talking about. Anyone who's pro-Baal, you can look that up on my last video, is a sodomite. So I'm just going to call them sodomites as my initial definition. I found this interesting on the same page of what God is going to do. Okay, so I want to show you something. I found something yesterday. Hold on, give me 1 second. I found this. He gave me a sign of what's coming. Last time we had a sign like this. Okay. Last time we have a huge celestial sign like this, God starts to move huge. Okay. I just heard on the news, there's a woman who's proclaiming, she's trying to get the world's attention of the bioweapons in Ukraine, the labs, that if they're dismantled, that could release pathogens around the world. So the world is ignoring her. Her name is Tulsi. She's to me, right now, I don't know who she is as far as like politically speaking, what side she's truly on. But what I do know is she's the only one speaking the truth. So I'm putting her right now, the lead voice of, oh, woe on the world, a prophet, a prophetess. And it's almost like God gave me a word about her, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm not, I'm not. I don't know, but let me show you the word he gave me about her. This just hit me in the head. A woman shall encompass a man in the future prophecy in the book of Jeremiah. Now, I could be wrong about that prophecy. I mean, who knows who she is, but that just hit me in the head about Tulsi. Okay, a woman shall encompass a man. In other words, women, the lead women are like her, are telling the truth. Okay, so going back to our little incident that just took place, we see in the Word that children will take over in authority. You can see that all over the Bible. That's a sign of God's judgment coming. And then he showed me, he keeps showing me this war, disaster, and pestilence. Okay, pestilence is already here with COVID, but this is going to get worse. Okay, war is here with Ukraine, and we're starting to see other issues around the world, but war, pestilence, okay. And now, here's the other prophecy. See, God said war and pestilence in the beginning. Now he's upping the temperature, the sword, famine, and the pestilence. So he's going to start upping his volume here. I will make them, the pictures I just showed you, the sodomites, like rotten figs that cannot be eaten. They are so bad. So what does a farmer have to do to get rid of rotten figs? Well, he's got to put them in the fire pit and burn them. Okay, so God gave me a prophecy between this. It's almost like he's telling me the angel of death is going to come out again. It's almost like we're in between a rehash of the Egyptian plagues, right? Where God just keeps sending one plague and one judgment after another. And so it's as if he's going to release the angel of death, which could be the bioweapons that are going to be released overseas again. And you're going to start to see people dropping like flies here soon. God is not mocked. The word says God is not mocked. And they're mocked. We just went through a huge, for 2.5 years, global pandemic. No one, instead of returning to God, instead of repenting, the world is in defiance with God and mocking God with middle fingers in the air. The word says God is not mocked. I'm telling you, he's a merciful God. He's going to start turning that heat of judgment up. And the sword, the famine, the pestilence will increase here. So I don't know what people are thinking in this country, allowing Baal worship in the open now. And what I just seen in that little, I'm not even going to mention their names. The word says don't even mention their little gods' names, the children, the little tiny children that are in charge now. Child sacrificing of Baal worship everywhere. God is not mocked. The word says God will not be mocked. He will take it. He's going to start to pronounce judgments. And he's going to start turning up the heat. And until, I don't know how far it's going to go until the world repents. Especially Babylon. The country that used to be the USA is now Babylon. So I've been agreeing with God in prayer in this. Like, okay, I'm not like fighting God's judgments anymore. I'm like, God, do what you got to do. That's my prayer now. Do what you got to do to sift out the children from this great land, this once great land. Start sifting out the children. These sodomites, these Hamite, Cushite, whatever you want to call them, these strangers. In the name of Yahushua, Yahuwah, I pronounce this. Amen.